Unavailable.
Hi everybody, it's Sam. Today is Saturday, March 2nd, and I'm going to just do a quick vlog. I had a good day today. I had trouble sleeping last night, going to sleep, because we took the meds so late because Jessie was sleeping. And so I had a hard time falling asleep, but today I had a good day. I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot I wanted to do. The first thing I did was post on Facebook, because I was really getting worried and anxious about what Dr. Cleary had said on Tuesday, which was that I was fascinated with collecting diagnosis. And because he's a professional, and because he's one of the only professionals on mental health professionals that has said anything like conclusively about my symptoms, of a statement or an analysis or something of what is going on. Because of that, it really hit me. And because the only other thing he said was that it wasn't a dissociative disorder. And then the only other thing he also said was that it wasn't a psychotic disorder because I was not at the age limit. I was above the age limit for it. I guess it starts at a certain age, and I was above the age. So can't be either of those things. And then that he also said, that, these things could be anything. It could just be stress. It could be, he just thinks it's just part of general anxiety, depression, whatever. But anyways, that he said that to me, that was a professional's, opinion on it. And I haven't had too many professional opinions. I haven't. I've had professionals around that say they can't give their opinion because they're not trained enough. And I'm like, trained enough for what? Like, I could see if I had a diagnosis of something, then they could say, well, we're not trained enough for whatever, But I don't. So it's like, why is this complicated anyways? Like, why is this complicated? I mean, I guess why it's complicated is because there are a lot of different things going on, that I guess could be attributed to a lot of different things. No one's really been able to, like, unwind for me the whole, like, okay, so I had this panic attack and then I had this huge response. So it was like, why did that happen? I mean, after the panic attack, and it lasted for months, and everything that went on just from a panic attack. I mean, I know they're stressful, but, and just so many different aspects of it. But anyways, I was worried, but because of what he said, and I've had other people say the same thing. One other person was saying that I was out for attention, that I just wanted to get professionals' attention and get all this therapy that I didn't have a right to because it's for the rich and famous. Like, literally, he said that. And so, yeah, he just said a lot of, like, abusive things to me, but I heard that a second time. And I know it must be hard for people to, like, listen to me going on and on and on about the same things, but that's what's in my head. So anyways, so I posted on Facebook, and I'd asked my friends, like, I know you've been great and everything. Like, if you're not comfortable with me talking about this, I won't. Like, I'll just not write on Facebook. I'll do my videos still, and, like, whoever wants to watch it can watch it. But a few, I have a bunch of really good friends on Facebook. And a few of them, came out and said, they didn't think that I had a attention-seeking problem. And, they knew that all I want is to get better, to understand what this is, attack it from all angles and get it, either come to terms with what it is, and just say, okay, this is part of my life now, or, which probably is what it's going to be, because that's what with mental health, it's not like, it's usually not a done deal of, okay, I know what this is, and I'm treating it and it's just gone. At least it hasn't been for me, and I can only speak for myself. Any experience I've had has impact, like all our experiences impact our minds and everything, but the mental health experiences have always been things that stuck, and they were just part of me and part of what was going on with me. So this will always be a part of me, this whole situation. But in terms of, in every part of the situation, the panic attack situation, the Jonathan leaving me situation, the hospital, the move, the stuff we had to deal with while we were still at Albany, on my symptoms, the moving, and here, and, and the psychic stuff, and everything is all part of the same thing. So, I think it's just going to be coming to terms with, what is it and what different things do I need to try, So anyways, my friends were great about it, and especially one of them was like, yeah, I deal with this all the time, because she does. And I've heard a lot of different people, like even with physical health issues like chronic pain, or I guess even just like strange physical symptoms that don't fit into a certain category, or they keep happening. Professionals do say like it's not as bad as you're saying, or you are making it up or whatever, which is so sad because you trust their opinion because they are supposedly the authority, and if you can't turn to the professionals when you're having a problem, it's like, who can you turn to? Everyone says go see a therapist or see a psychiatrist, when it's like, okay, well, what if they just say, they say this to you, then you're not going to want to see them again. Or, like in this situation, it seems like there just doesn't seem to be anyone around that, that knows how to help with this. I know in my last video someone suggested Hartgrove Hospital for the dissociation aspect of it. I do know about them. They're all the way across the city, and the other thing is that I believe that diagnosis like that needs to be done, carefully, and also, treatment following it right away. I mean, and Chris had a point when the director of nursing, we talked, and he said, we don't want to diagnose people. Like, we don't have the training for, like, the big personality disorders, the dissociative disorders, these more complex things. We don't have the training for it. We don't want to put such a big diagnosis on someone, because that's going to really follow them around. And that completely makes sense, and that was actually a great thing, that he said that. And I agree, if I am going to get a diagnosis of something, then it means that I am then, the next week following the evaluation, going to start treatment with whoever it is. And if I can't, then, that's kind of, not helpful. It wouldn't be helpful to have a dissociative disorder or, schizophrenia or, whatever random. You now have like type 60 depression, 6,000 depression, bipolar, whatever, like a made up thing. If you that's not going to help unless you have a treatment for type 600 bipolar, whatever. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it, is that the evaluation the treatment has to follow evaluation. Anyway, so I was really happy that my friends responded in that way. And I know that there have been some other people on Facebook that have, like, had a hard time reading my stuff, especially when I was having a hard time with the multiple thing. And I, respect that, and they were able to take space and not read that when they didn't, when it was triggering. But, so that was a really good conversation. Then I wrote my mom, because I was thinking last night, she was so concerned about this medication I'm on, and she doesn't even really know what's going on. I mean, she hasn't seen me go through this stuff, because she's obviously not around, and I've talked with her about everything, and she's just on the perspective of on the other side of the phone. So I wrote her, I was like, please don't worry. Like, I don't want them, like, coming on a plane and being like, we're taking you home. Like, I don't think they'd do that unless they wanted to permanently, like, kick my sister out of the house, because there's not enough rooms in the house, the condo now, or in the condo. But anyways, I just wrote her, I was like, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I have Chris to talk to. I have, people to talk to, my friends, and, you guys, and I am taking my med, and that's basically the best that I can do right now, and just stay sane and watch videos, do whatever, and I'm keeping myself together. And I said, I think what I really need is kitty therapy, which we totally do. Treehouse, send us a foster cat, please. one that doesn't scratch, poop everywhere, or claw Jessie. Or claw the staff, or poop on the staff. So I did that, and then I was researching some things in the Acton area on mental health, and found a few different things that looked really promising, and I'll do a video on them and see if anyone has any thoughts on them. So I looked up that, and then I was gonna look up like Department of Mental Health stuff, but I decided not to. And I was downloading different shows and like talking with Robbie about different shows I'd like to watch, and I listened to my audiobook and things like that. So we ordered out. Jesse and I ordered out Domino's. We got cheesy bread. They forgot the sauce. Yuck, but it was still okay. Cheesy bread and brownie, and we haven't ordered out in like over a month, so we were happy to do that finally. And that's about it. Oh, so I have a question. So I was looking up zyprexa because Jesse and I are wondering, it seems like I'm getting hungrier in the past couple of days, certainly today. I ate like a big breakfast. I had my oatmeal, good amount of oatmeal, and then I had chili, and I had 2 bowls of it, and I usually don't ask for seconds on anything except dessert. So we're wondering about that, so I looked up the zyprexa, and I don't know if other people have the being more hungry thing. I also didn't see anything about your saliva in your mouth, or wet in your mouth being all saliva, more saliva in your mouth, like the opposite of dry mouth. I didn't see that listed, but I saw it listed of weight gain, and I did gain a few pounds since my last month weigh-in, and the weigh-in was done Friday, and I had been on the Seroquel for a few weeks before, and the Seroquel is like similar, so I know it does the weight gain. I know it also does, you could lose your period. I really don't care. I would be happy not to have my period. And so whatever. But if anyone has had the hungry experience, just would be nice to know. Other than that, like I said, the med is good. I'm not spaced out. I'm doing good, and things are quiet in my head, which is what I need. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I was looking at the zyprexa, but a question I had, and I put this on Facebook, was, on every medication that I look up, that I've looked up, or you hear the commercials on TV, and it says, be aware that this medication could cause worse depression or suicidal thoughts, especially in teens and young adults. And I see that listed so often, and I just wonder, first of all, this is for depression, or even not like this other thing, the zyprexa. I don't think there's even for depression. It said it caused depression, but how can a thing that's for depression cause depression? Like, I don't understand how that works. If it's actually changing the right chemicals on depression, then it shouldn't be causing depression. It should be making it better or doing something. But I was thinking too, I think that probably with the teens is because and there's all this controversy around, teens being given these meds, and kids, like even kids, like getting prescribed at like 5-6 years old. Teens getting these meds is the developing brain. I think that's probably on that thing. Your teen's brain is going haywire anyways because it's developing, and then you put this other chemicals in it to do whatever it does chemically, and the whole thing is probably like, and like, and like not even workable. So yeah, I just feel so sorry for those parents and the doctors and the professionals to try to work with these kids, and teens, and it's like, teens are moody anyways, and they don't want to talk, and how do you get them to report really how they're feeling? Well, how do you get any of us, but especially a teenager, I don't envy teenager professionals working with teenagers or kids. Especially when I was doing my crisis text line volunteering, I noticed that a lot of teenagers actually wanted mental health care, and their parents absolutely would not have them do it. They were so afraid of the mental illness or something, their own reasons. But it was sad. It's all sad. It's sad to have mental health issues so young. But, I don't know if my life would have been better if I started antidepressant when I was a teenager. Maybe. So yeah, I was just wondering that. And, what people's thoughts were on it. So, other than that, I'm doing good. And tomorrow we're just going to hang out. I'll probably do some of the things that I'm still doing tomorrow. Hopefully I'll talk to my mom. Hopefully she can put some money in. And then we'll go to Walmart soon. I'm going to get my hair cut on Wednesday, so that's good. So yeah, that's about it. So I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.
Download free peers. My movie. My movie. Webcam prop. Stop button.